Russell Martin is only in the door at Ibrox and already his back is against the wall. But how many Rangers fans have Russell Martin's back? Welcome to the channel, guys. It's Fog Football, and today we're here to react to the poll. And we're asking, does Russell Martin deserve the outrage? Does he deserve the disrespect that he has received since being announced as Rangers manager? Because let's make no mistake about it, majority of the fans not happy with this guy. And it's one thing not being happy with the appointment, but I think that Russell Martin has been taking it. Some of the fans are going too far. The way they're abusing this guy and get treating him like shite, as if he's somehow the worst manager in football history. Just talking crap and making up things about his record, which is not true. Saying that he's never done anything, that he's failed at every club. That's just objectively wrong. He's actually been successful at two clubs to earn two moves. And then he also took Southampton up to the Premiership. So to say this guy's been a failure at every club he's managed, it's not right. It's lies. And then, I mean, look at the other guy, Ancelotti, never even managed a club. So I just don't understand the hate this guy's getting. I understand he's not the number one pick for most people, but I mean, some fans are making it like this guy is not even good enough to manage in Scotland League Two. It's a mystery in my eyes.
I bashed him last week. I'll back him this week. He's the 20th Rangers manager. 20 is a nice whole round number. WrestleMania 20, where it all begins again. Rangers need to begin for zero here and rebuild, regroup, and go on to title 56. That's what needs to happen.
Right, but it's bigger and stronger things.
It's almost like Steve Clark. My absolute burning desire to get him out of the Scotland job just completely took over the weekend, and I completely forgot about Russell Martin. And it's a clean slate. It's official. There's no point.
So Steve Clark being so shite has actually has allowed you to give Russell Martin a chance.
Aye, something along those lines. Because that on Friday was a disaster. And depending on what happens tomorrow night, maybe Russell Martin will be Pep Guardiola. But all seriousness, I didn't want Martin. But he's here. He signed on the contract. He is the Rangers manager, and I'll back him until I can't back him, brother. All right? Depends what he does. There's no point us judging what he can do, what the 49ers have done, until he leaves Rangers Football Club, whether that's through his own admission or whether that's through him getting sacked. That's when you can only judge him.
Well, we had 1K votes asking, is the outrage and disrespect basically deserved? And 44% are saying yes, he's a horrible appointment. But 56% are saying no, he deserves a chance. Now, I'm pretty sure this poll earlier had yes, he's a horrible appointment, winning by quite a large margin. So
people are believing.
Yeah, people have maybe turned around. Maybe they've seen that shit show that Steve Clark gave us on Friday night, and they thought, you know what, Russell Martin's not that
bad. Yeah.
So yeah, 56% have changed their mind, and they're willing to give Russell Martin a chance, which I think he deserves. I mean, any manager deserves a chance. I mean, look at Ange Postecoglou. He wasn't Celtic's number one pick. I know he'd won some trophies, but when he came in, a lot of people were like, who the fuck's this guy? Kind of deal. You know, they wanted a bigger name. They got a guy that they were unfamiliar with, and he did pretty well. Who's to say Russell Martin can't do a similar job?
Yeah, and I actually called Sutton out in that, because Sutton is on about, well, who did Rangers expect to get, right? And saying, like, that's their stature, that's all they can get, kind of thing. Now, I know there was the odd person that phoned up Super Scoreboard, but if you thought you were getting Klopp, right, or anybody on that level, you're deluded. So I'll agree with Sutton there. But see, back 4 years ago, when Celtic signed Ange was beneath Celtic. There's no two ways about it. Celtic could have got a much bigger name than Ange. The same way that Rangers could have went and got someone better than Russell Martin, in my opinion. But it worked with Ange. Will it work with Martin? We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, we'll have to wait to see. But let's get into the comments and see what they're saying. So is there going to be lots of love here for Russell Martin? Who knows? Let's find out. Michael says, as a Celtic fan, you need to think about it. You can never judge an appointment of a manager if they've not shown what they are about.
That's what I just said.
Yep. Aidan Knox says he's ruining his legacy with Scotland, playing a 5-4-1 with four central midfielders. How's that going to work? I think he's commented on the wrong poll.
I agree.
I think he's meant to bury Steve Clark, and he's buried Russell Martin instead.
He just seen a poll burying a manager and went, fuck, that's me Clark.
Tell you what, if Russell Martin starts playing 5-4-1 with Rangers in Scotland, I think there'll be...
I will cry.
I think heads will swivel. Justice for All says he is a calibre of manager realistically available to Rangers. The club is not the pool their fans believed him to be. I'm not sure on what the basis he is given the job ahead. Some of the others of similar standing that may well have been options. None of the 49ers people will have ever heard of him, so someone other than them appointed him, at least approved and recommended him. If he can close the gap to Celtic, then he will be an improvement on his recent. Aye. So,
No, but you know what, right? You can think that Russell Martin's a good calibre for Rangers, realistic, but I'm going to disagree. You want to know why? Rangers have been linked with managers that have won league titles elsewhere, decent leagues. If Aberdeen can sign a guy, Jimmy Thielen, that's won leagues in Scandinavia, I'm not saying Jimmy Thielen's better than Russell Martin or Russell Martin's better than Jimmy Thielen, but Clement won leagues, Muscat's won leagues, right? I think someone who's actually won leagues is better than a guy that got Southampton up through the playoffs into the Premier League.
Yeah, but I think you could also see why people would say the opposite.
No,
I think people.
I'll play
I
devil's
think
advocate.
people would say that earning promotion to the Premier League is harder than winning some Scandinavian league if you've got one of the better teams
Here,
because of the competitiveness.
but at the same time, Southampton's a yo-yo club. It's easy to get them promoted. Same with Burnley. Same with Sheffield United. Same with
I
teams
don't know
like
if
that.
it's easy. Like
It's as easy as winning the team. It is close. It's level enough, man. It's like a spirit level with those leagues you're on about in Scandinavia.
What I will say about Russell Martin is I think he almost bottled it, to be honest with Southampton. I think he was at one point it looked like he was going to win the league, but his form dipped off towards the end. If you actually look at like the last 10 games, they had like 4 defeats or something in the last 10 games.
Aye, which
And
that's
like,
not a good look.
no, I mean when
In
you
the
look,
crunch end of the season, his team's bought it.
when you look back at it, I mean, with about I think 30 odd games played, I mean they were right up there competing for the title, and then they dropped off. So because they were on a 25 game unbeaten run, they might even have been top at one point, and then their form just dipped towards the end. But whatever. Russell Muir, and if he's shite, we have to buy him out. Hopefully he'll be successful. Tripster here, everyone had it in for Ange. I thought he'd be a coup, but I was wrong. We've seen an appointment. I thought this guy isn't it, but let's see. You never know. Aye, well, most people apart from me thought Ange would be shite, but
You were the man. You called it.
aye, I called it after 2 games. James says, can't believe how many Celtic fans in here, pure obsessed with anything Rangers, weird people. Stephen Barr, who knows more about cabbages than a vegan? Was this guy a vegan?
Nah, Aaron Martin's a vegan,
Oh,
aye.
God, that's not
He's
great.
a member of the Green Party as well.
Oh, fuck. The more you find out about this guy, the less appealing his appointment seems. James McFace, grasping at straws. David Tower says, I'm an Aberdeen fan. I should be happy. However, the bigger picture is not good. The reality is Scottish football needs quality and direction. This is a piss take of Scottish football. Sorry. I don't know. I think at times last season Jimmy Thielen was making a piss take of Scottish football. Was that 14 games for a win? Majority of them were defeats, like, you know what I mean? So, aye, Graham Sweeney, I am a Celtic man, but this man needs a chance and Rangers need to stop sacking managers. Let one do his job. So, aye,
But see, back to Martin though. Is it a piss take? Like you said, depends how you feel. It's getting up from the Championship better than winning a league that's lesser elsewhere. Is Martin a piss take? I mean, I can understand. I mean, guys sacked off on the verge of like taking Southampton to the worst points to tally in Premier League history. That's why it can look like a piss take to other people.
True, but you know what? Maybe his style just didn't work in the Premier League. Maybe he needed to adapt. We've seen Ange Postecoglou not really adapt, and this season in the Premier League he finished 17th with a Tottenham team. So it can happen. Like,
and the thing, is Russell Martin the worst appointment? We'll have to wait and see. What I would say is I definitely think he's the least hyped appointment in recent memory. You look at Gerrard, Gio, Bale, Clement. There was faith behind them. Not a lot of faith behind Martin.
yeah, Jim Brown, I'm a Celtic fan and sick of Scottish managerial merry-go-round. Give the guy a chance. Who knows what he can do? I'm sick of the so-called Celtic men or Rangers men getting appointed. Russell Martin is a kind of, it's a unique pick. I wasn't really expecting it.
No.
He's not got the Rangers background. He's not really got the winning pedigree that you'd associate with Rangers managers, so...
Baldy Cox, who we all know doesn't like Scottish football, says, what do Rangers expect in all fairness? They are crap. Scottish football is crap, so you won't be getting Pep, will you? Who wanted Pep? Who expected
Everybody but me.
Who expected Pep?
Unfortunately, there is a few delusional people, I think, that did want Pep, and people like Pep. Like, people genuinely thought Michael Arteta was going to leave Arsenal and go to Rangers. Mikel.
Former Rangers man.
I mean, maybe the only guy they can get is Michael, to be honest, whoever he is. More chance of a Michael Arteta rocking up at Ibrox than Mikel Arteta. But
Here, Mikel Arteta's won one FA Cup, but a flop at Arsenal. Like, let's not pretend he's the man.
nah, but second, didn't he, for a lot of seasons? So,
That suits Rangers, doesn't it?
oh yeah, Mr. Monty the Mouse says, "Child, mom, I want Air Max. Mom, shut up. Here's your 4th stripe."
See Air Max shoes, by the way.
Overrated. As fuck.
Overrated. Oh, my fucking Air Max. Fuck off, man. Honestly.
Honestly, see people that are materialistic when it comes to like clothing. I think they're all arseholes.
Yep.
I think they're all fucking
Oh,
knobs.
get the badge in.
Oh look,
What is it? Stone Island, is it?
I mean, who gives a shit if your clothing's got a
Bunch
wee
of
logo?
fannies.
You think you're the man
Get
because
the badge in.
you wear a certain brand of fucking trainers. I mean, the only thing I'd brand you is a fucking dauber, man. You're a joke. Anyway, let's move on.
I mean, I got branded in science by a Bunsen burner, like, no fun.
Mm-hmm.
Right on the arm. Accidental, of course, but that's the only branding I want, brother. Big Hugh. Actually, outrage and disrespect in Hun language means very welcome.
Aye.
Obviously, this guy didn't go to school, though. Anyway, Louis72, these Mongols consider Paul Gascoigne, a man who beat his wife so bad she was in hospital for 3 days, a hero, yet treat Russell Martin like he's the wife beater. And can one of the honeys explain to me what the term loyal means? Because it obviously means something different over at Ibrox. End of quote. Paul Gascoigne. Yo, see Paul Gascoigne, right? See this whole wife beater stuff? No one's sitting here saying, oh, that's why he's my hero. It's what he did on the football pitch.
I know. I don't think he's the greatest fucking guy, is he? Like, I mean, his
his
life's a fucking mess. I mean,
I don't think he's a great guy.
No, I don't think anyone's going to sit here and say Paul Gascoigne is a stand-up person and a role model for kids or anything like that. You know what I mean?
No one's going to say that. But here he was a fantastic player. I'm not going to dispute that.
I'm sure.
No, I don't even see the whole wife beating stuff. I have never even looked into that in my puff. But if he did it, fucking condemned right here by Big Stevie, right? But I'm going to judge him what he does on the football pitch at the end of the day. But in terms of Russell Martin, well,
hold on, man. If we're really going to hold the crimes of certain players or certain clubs against them, I think there's a direction we could go straight down to.
Do you want to go down that direction?
I mean, Big Jock Stein was a great manager. You know what I mean? We could criticise him for other things, but end of the day. We'll respect him for the manager that he was.
We will.
Not gonna go into detail.
Jack McGinn recently passed away. We all know the stories about him, but at the end of the day, there was a minute's silence, or it was a round of applause, a minute's applause for him there, and he died. You remember what he did elsewhere, and you could go into it, but you know what? Respectful.
Just to like insinuate that anyone that has Paul Gascoigne as their favourite player condones all the shit he done, that's just not true. Like,
oh no, it's not. So, I think this person's the real Mongo. Anyway, Crow Tails 88. As a Celtic fan, I'm worried. Ange Ball worked unbelievably well in Scotland. If you lot spend your 30 million transfer kitty on players who can play from the back in a possession-based system because your shite team last year beat us twice, if Celtic PLC don't get in 4 or 5 new players, it will be a tight fight for the title next season. But if we spend our cash to our potential, it will be another easy title for us. Plus, we all know VAR and the SFA are on Rangers' side. Ha 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 ha.
oh aye, because we were on Rangers' side last season in that League Cup final, weren't they?
I know.
Fucking well screwed Celtic at that trophy, didn't they?
I know. But Philip Clement, he put that down as a decisive moment that turned his Rangers career.
Yeah,
SFA have turned the fans against us.
You know, it probably was.
Yep.
Like, no one's going to sit here and say Clement wins the league if Rangers, right? But
I think if he wins the cup, he gets the season at least.
yeah, and I think that he probably doesn't fall as far behind Celtic if they win that League Cup. Up until that League Cup, the home form at Ibrox was pretty good, was it not?
Aye.
Was it not great?
That was pretty good.
And then after that, it kind of derailed. So, I mean, that was definitely a turning point.
It was so unlucky for Clement. And is that the last comment? No, there's a few more. Yes, sir. The asking salary was small enough for them to afford to pay. The asking salary. Nah.
Aye, definitely deserves a chance. The new owners must see something in him for them to appoint him. I think it's rare in football that you see a manager move across 3 different clubs, and not one of these moves came for a sacking.
Aye, well, absolutely.
You know, it's not. It's rare. I mean, it is rare.
No, it is, but that's where we're going to leave it here.
I mean, even if you look at Scotland, for example, and you look at, let's say, Derek McInnes, the new Hearts manager, last 3 clubs are Aberdeen, Kilmarnock, Hearts, but the reason he ended up at Kilmarnock was because he got sacked at Aberdeen.
Yep.
And I think it's. I mean, Brendan Rodgers. Brendan Rodgers. Look at his last 3 clubs. He didn't make an upgrade to move to Celtic. He ended up at Celtic because he got sacked.
Yep.
For Leicester. So I mean, it is very rare that you move from a club to another club, then to another club, based off positive, results and taking an upgrade in your career, and that's what Russell Martin's done. So I think he deserves a bit of credit for that.
The sad reality is no one is going from the Premier League to the Scottish League.
No.
Straight.
No.
Because they don't have the money. They don't have and also, I don't feel like in football it's actually very rare.
I would argue you wouldn't even go for the Championship to the Scottish Premiership, because if you're doing well enough in the Scottish Championship to earn a move...
English Championship?
Aye. Sorry, if you're doing well enough in the English Championship that, let's say, Celtic or Rangers want you, then you must be on the verge of promotion. Or in the promotion fight. And I think if you're in the promotion fight, you wouldn't... I don't think you would leave. To go to Celtic or Rangers.
I'd agree with that. And...
Like, let's say Russell Martin. See Russell Martin in his first season at Southampton, when he's fighting for the league title and he's in the playoff positions. I think if Rangers come in for me, I think he turns them down.
Yeah.
I think if he's sitting fourth with Southampton and he with like 10 games to go and he's got a chance to earn promotion, I think he turns Rangers down.
Yeah, and what you've got to bear in mind is it's a lot cheaper to get somebody who's a free agent than somebody who's actually at a club. Like, first of all, you've got to pay the club, and then he's got to actually want to leave that club to join. But anyway, Russell Martin is at Rangers. I'm backing him. You don't care. Do you think he'll be a success?
I do, actually. I'm going to stick a bit of money on him to win the league.
This year?
Aye.
Ooh, what a rush.
My predictions, early predictions: Rangers to win the league, Hearts to win the Scottish Cup, and Hibs to win the League Cup.
Or Celtic winning?
Hee-haw.
Champions League or something?
Fucking nothing.
Aye. When was the last time Celtic won a knockout game in Europe?
Never.
Never, Brody. They don't do that, pal. We just win every other trophy to make. Aye, fuck up, man. We know the score. We know the score. I get that comment fired in there. Boost our algorithm. We win everything else. Aye. Well, Russell Martin's going to fucking get the shotgun out, man. Nice day for a white wedding.